Hi, I'm a voice actor. I was on TikTok this morning and I had to do that. It seemed like every time I saw a voiceover artist, like whether male or female, they always started off with, I'm a voice actor. And I thought it was so fucking funny. It's almost like, I thought about how everybody's on sale. It's like that old Alice Donut song, everything's on sale. Everybody is on sale was a song. And I think, I thought back to everybody's out for some kind of payoff, right? And I was thinking about back in the day, like desert parties. Well, us desert rats, like in high school, we'd all like meet out in the desert, flatbed or open tailgate, like desert Betties and fucking racks of beer, and joints passed around, fucking Marlboro Reds. It was a beautifully dirty time to be alive, to be a kid. But now I think about these desert parties, like let's say they existed today in this this day and age. I would just see like all these stoners or like even these just high school kids. Like I'm trying to like cast my mind between these two eras, right? No tech versus tech. And I thought to myself, like a desert party and if it wouldn't be ironic the way they were dressed back then to be dressed like that today. And just like having like their phones out today, like it'd be a desert party, but it'd be filmed. Everybody'd be like this and with their phones, and they'd have like QR codes somewhere on them, like, hey, go, Venmo me. And I just think something is lost. When I was on TikTok and I was watching to get ideas, I'm gonna get this line out of my face. It's pretty bright. I just wanted to show the 416 where it was. Back to that, I was talking to a good narrator friend of mine via whatever platform we were on, and we were talking about the shotgun. And it's funny because on TikTok when I was watching those actors, the voice actors, you might remember me from Bluetooth or Siri or Alexa. Okay, Alexa, where's my tampons? Anyway, so I have this the 416 here, but they all had they all had LDCs, large diaphragm condensers, and they always had them like this with a pop shield, and they were like, hi, I'm a voice actor. I was going to try that with the big mic, but I'm not in the mood to switch my mics out today. But I am in the mood to try this. And this is for one person in particular. Mm-hmm. Everybody hates that sound, but I don't know what I would do without it. This is the mic naked. I'm a voice actor. Sorry. Every time I see that, I just start laughing. Maybe it's possibly like I want to be a professional voice actor and get paid for it, but most of them are audiobook narrators. They're like, I'm a voice actor and I narrate audiobooks, but they bang out like 12, 15 a month because they have a team to process them and edit them. I would do that. I would love to do that. Holy fuck. But I don't know. I have to get one up there first. But speaking of which, I'm going to get started on this audiobook. I'm in debt I'm indebted by project. I've been telling this author for so long I'm going to get this book done. And every time I do, I think I'm lucky because, like me, the author of the book is super, super finicky and detailed. So one wrong or one, I know what they want, the author, but I have to really I think once I tap in to one groove for this whole book, I'll nail the book down probably in a few days. I've read it so many times in practice. But the point is that I was on TikTok. TikTok. I remember when that first came out. I have social media accounts, but I don't post. I used to post a long time ago, and I'm going to put the phone back on just to get a frame of reference. There we go. I don't know which one sounds better. Probably off. Well, anyway. The idea though for me was to get some new ideas. I fell asleep to some narration last night. I listened to music and it started to get me too hyper, so I went to YouTube and I played some like old school narration from some classics. It was really nice. But I wanted to, I was talking to a narrator friend of mine via a platform, and we were talking about this very mic right here, the 416, and he said, I like that sound. That mic loves your voice. I go, yeah, I like it too. I love the 87, but I love the rich, not even a richness, just the way this like pulls your voice out, especially the male voice. And I said, yeah, I really like it, And he goes, my advice to you is boom it. You don't have to boom it over your head, but boom it more vertically, because that's what it's designed for. It's made to capture tape from the 70s. And if you boom it and you use it that way, he said if you boom it, you get a more rich, it's made to be boomed over an actor's head. It's not made for voiceover. The lore is that Ernie Anderson, a famous promo guy, I think it was CBS, or he would do all the bumpers and trailers, and he was an announcer, and I think he was a commentator. But I heard he was paranoid that all the engineers were talking shit about him. So he had the 416 in his own little room, but it was like pointed upward on a little mic stand, and he would smoke and he would do his VO. And so this way he was always connected. That's the story I heard from a couple of old dogs in the industry. And, I thought, wow, that is funny. This should not be a voiceover mic. It was made the LA voiceover mic by a paranoid promo guy. And I thought that was beautiful. But listen to it. It's magic. Anyway, I geek out on microphones, as you all know. I can't help it. It's just in my DNA now. It's etched into my body. Speaking of that, this is day 4. Day 4 for me for keto, I think. Yesterday was tough. I really wanted pizza. I woke up and I was like, I want pizza. And it's weird because I have done this so many times, like gotten out of shape, gotten back in shape, and I don't need a trainer. I know exactly what to do. I've been doing this for like 20 years, almost. And so, but yesterday was the dread of that starting over phase. I've having that sugar in my body now for almost 5 days. And so I think that the blues are gone. you go through a blue phase. It's called the keto flu, I guess, or carnivore flu, whatever you want to call it. But I woke up today and I'm like, wow, my face feels thinner and everything feels better. I have to sneeze. Oh shit. Look at the light. Look at the light. That normally helps. This time it hurt me. So I don't want to sneeze in here. That would be awful. I mean, I could, but belly growls. Anyway, so I wanted to just jump on here and try this out with the 416 the way it is. I do like this without the foam. I think to my ear this might be better. I'm not sure what kind of processing I'll do on this audio. I just know that I felt like being in studio today on the big mic, but I really wanted to give this another shot. Let me move this out of the way. That light, I mean, this is going to look bad, but, function before fashion. That light was killing. Maybe I can turn it down a little bit. There we go. Jesus. There we go. I'll just do that. This is nice, though. I like the mic right here. I think I would use it here for one of my books. I think I might do March of Time and Skin with the mic right here, or even Velocity. We'll see. But I'm just in the mood to record, and this is just a fuck around video. Like all the other ones, this means absolutely zilch, nothing, nada. And I'm kind of pissed off because I left my big mug in my car again, and I'm really in the mood for my big mug in the booth. But to my buddy Sean, your mug it's pretty much a part of my car and travel now. That thing is so amazing. Thank you again. But, so, I think tomorrow I might try the 87 Maybe I'll do it in this session here. I'll put the 87 up here and come down like that. I thought it was so cool. But no, not talking shit about tampons or Alexa or what would be the male version of that? I'm not a fucking misogynist, so everybody knows. Let me think. Alexa, where's my Coors hat? I guess I don't know. In high school I had a Coors shirt, and I don't even like beer. And I remember, I think it was my dad's or I forgot where I got it, but I wore a Coors shirt to school. So dumb. And it was like kind of cool looking, the gray one. And I was like, but everybody's like, oh man, cool shirt. And I was like, I've never been like much to advertise on my clothing. Not that I'm not into that. Like if I, back in the day, I would wear like shirts that like Vans or Slayer. I would wear a Slayer shirt in my coffin. I think I might. Or, old Metallica or just funny shirt. I had a shirt back in the day, or I had a sticker that was made into a shirt. There was some like underground company, and it said Elvis had a stinky butt, and it showed him like singing, like yelling downward, and like I miss those innocent, funny, like punky kind of days, where a DIY was like DIY. And I had a buddy in high school who made stickers, just fucking stickers, and he was so proud of himself. I think that going back to that, my new company is going to have all those elements of those emotions, like old school. Even though it's digital, you plug in to unplug, basically. I don't have any bullshit on my site. And it might take longer to get paid, but I'd rather play the long game and make artists happy and proud and feel like they're back home, especially ones like my age, our age, where they understand that same couch in every house, that same ashtray, that same phone with the long-ass cord you can close the door on. I got it, hang up. Did you hang up? I don't know if you hung up or not. Did you hang up? I can still hear you. It was such a cool time back then. Fuck. I don't know. I woke up today a little nostalgic, in case you can't fucking tell. But, it's good to embrace the time we're in now. It really is. Hi, I'm a voice actor. Sorry, I'm on the big mic. I had to do it. I'm not really too easily influenced, but I did want to try the mic up here because I like the way that the voiceover artist, the voice actor, had it up here. It was really cool, except for, I think she had it boomed like that, but she had a pop filter, which I don't have. This is from my built-in one, but hi, I'm a voice actor. So, hi, I'm congested. So anyway, I do like this though. All seriousness, I am no disrespect to my brethren. I just like I just love the art of voice acting. But I think that it was really funny when everything is, like I said before, everything is such a goddamn business. Everything is such a fucking business. And I understand it. I mean, AI is coming for all of our jobs. It really is. Hence my new business, my new company. That will be the one place AI will never, ever be able to lay their palsied digital fingers on. I'm not super against AI. I just think that everybody is so dependent on it now. Everybody is AI. It's AI. It's insane. Even my mic is a U87 AI. It's fine. It's from the fucking 70s. It's okay. Means something totally different. But, I think that the AI boom has boomed. The boom is boomed. But I have dear friends I still talk to who, I mean, of course, but I stupid, but I one of my friends is a super like AI junkie. Like, it's weird. Like you can videos of like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I think that what what you can achieve with AI is cool if you're not creative and you get into content creation. I saw one person with a video of them talking and then their older self, an AI thing, and I think the modern one was AI. It was filtered, and they're talking to each other, kind of like those YouTube videos you see with like old and young people themselves. They're old and they're young, and then they're right next to each other, and then it's weird, like age 21 to age like 78. It's fucking sad. It's weird. It's creepy, but I'm like, and people who bitch about AI, unlike me, typically they're on their backs all day on their phones, or they're on their couches on their phones, and they're just using AI, and they don't realize that. Not even the ones who bitch about it, that was a bad intro. What I mean is, they're becoming what they're supposed to become by doing that. They're supposed to be farmed for their data like that. I don't think that people understand what's ahead of them. And I don't want to be like a conspiracy theorist. I'm sure that in some small towns, maybe in South Dakota somewhere, beautiful country, maybe they're going to be completely like away from AI. I mean, I don't think that I'm looking forward to the future. I think that I'm looking forward to getting back into a groove of creating with the words on paper, but I'm not excited about what's ahead of us. I'm a voice actor, so I want to try the Octo out, the A42S. It's a pop shield designed especially for shotgun mics, and I use it here and there, but not enough. I know of one guy, I never talked to him, but he's in LA, and he uses this with the Octo around this, and he likes it. I can understand why that would be a benefit. I've tried this mic and all my mics. After 5 years of doing something, you want to try something to keep the form fresh. And I've tried the mic like not facing head on and facing like that and like this. And so far, this position right here is my favorite. It just is. I don't know why, but I just dig it. I like the, maybe because it's a shotgun. So I don't like the LDC up here, the Neumann. I like it more up and away and like down here or right here maybe. But visually, this thing's obstructive, but you get used to it as long as your eyes on your copy and you're in good voice and you're reading well. I said before, I want to get my big lazy boy in here. I have a really nice leather, like Stanley Kubrick looking circular lazy boy, like in the Milk Lounge in that bar or whatever. And I'd like to have it in here to sit down and really just relax and do a character or a story. But this to me sounds really nice. I'm going to keep it up, probably just keep it here for the duration of this recording. I didn't expect to record this long, stomach growl. I didn't expect to record this long, but I'm having so much fun, and I realized if I just slow down a little bit, slow down, buddy, and take my time like this, and I've gotten to this point where I'm trying to bang out so much audio that I just want to record, hear it, and get the perfect sound. And yesterday I played with an old preset and I really liked it, but I think for today, for this audio, I'm going to just keep it as raw as possible. I'll do like the same, like I might even 80 high pass this, like 80, and then maybe do a low pass, I don't know. Just something uniform across both mics so you can hear the difference. I do like this though. This adds some kind of like, it almost sounds like it adds some compression, even though it does, ridiculous, but it almost feels like there's DSP on this. Like there's something that feels processed with this compared to the mic raw or with just the windscreen, the sock. I like this though. This is cool. While I'm here, let me take this off. And this way I can get more of a clear. This, I think that, I'm not going to take it off. I might take it off. That's my personality. I think I almost reverse psychology myself. Anyway, while I'm here, I'm going to pull up some copy because why not? And just read a little bit. I might as well, because why the fuck not? I don't want to read maybe anything long form. I'll read something here. I don't want to read that. It's looking back, depending on my mood, but looking back, a lot of my shit's really sad and depressing. It just is. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I know why. I had a fucking hard grow up. Holy fuck. But I mean, still, there should be some more. I wish I'd have had more. I wish I'd had more fun. I had a lot of fun. Looking back on it, I had a lot of fun, but I wish I had more fun. I wish I wouldn't have taken everything such a fucking existential crisis when I was traveling and I was writing. And I did see humor in most things, mostly dark humor, but I had fun. I stayed laid back because that was my defense mechanism. I tried not to stress as much as possible, but I wrote this one in a warehouse in Illinois. I was like pushing 29, and I was in a situation where I had a whole separate book I was writing called The Warehouse Poems, or putting together. I had this really dark, fucking weird time. I was stuck in the warehouse in Peoria, in East Peoria, in the middle of nowhere, right? And it was such bizarre and hermited time for me that it made the last part of Time and Skin, my first book. Well, this is interesting to me, maybe not, but I was in Peoria, Illinois, and it was almost like a local boy does good type of thing. I was touring my first book, and I did a reading at a coffee house on Main and across from Bradley, and I remember there was a kid there, a college kid, and he had read the book. And he sat down across from me, and he was like one of the last people. And I signed it for him. We were talking, and he goes, "Hey man, so that warehouse stuff, was that real?" I go, "Oh yeah, it's real." He goes, "Still here?" I go, "I don't know, probably. I'm sure it is." And I go, "Hey, you want to go out there with me tomorrow?" And his eyes lit up. He's like, "Oh my God, yeah, that'd be awesome." I thought he was saying, "Oh, I'm busy." He really wanted to go with me, so we went out there. We took a drive. Same thing, same fucking wallpaper, but only it was a pallet shop. No, it was a mechanic shop. It was a pallet store or a pallet storage warehouse, repair and sell pallets. But now it was a lift in the garage, and it was a real mechanic shop. And the reception lady worked. It was so weird to see a desk in like commerce in that little room when you first walk in. And I go, "Hey, can I walk back there? I used to live here." He said, "Oh yeah, honey, go ahead." And he was with me, and the same big mirrors that were in the book were there, where the character's holding a dead rat and sobbing and puking on this dead rat. And one of my friends in Florida, when the book first dropped, he was on social media, and he held the book up, and he was like, I read this to my kids at night at bedtime, and it was so fucking funny because that's and everybody was laughing in the comments because, I mean, you read that to a kid, you're going to fucking give him nightmares. Not because it's like scary. It's just because it's like a little too real but I thought it was funny. I'm like, man, if I would have read that when I was a kid, I don't know. I might have grown up too fast. So I'm like, "Mommy, what's a whore?" Anyway, so I took him to the warehouse, and he was like, we walked back down the hallway, and it was almost like fucking PTSD, right? And they still didn't fix that fucking lock on that fucking door. And it was still broken, and you walked in, it was still the same fucking couch. We're talking about a difference of 9 years. And there was the same couch, the same desk, the same TV stand, the same fucked up door to that little shitty bathroom, a toilet and sink, and everything was the same. And for me, I was like, holy fuck. And he was looking around, and he was kind of shell shocked. He was like, "Dude, this is exactly what I thought it would look like." Even though I didn't describe it in full detail, the feeling, the physiology of that part of the book manifested that gruesome fucking room. So, looking back though, if I knew what I know now, I was in that situation for 7 months with no fucking anything else but that room, my little white typewriter, little electric, and I was bam, 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 bam. And I had a manual. Mostly I just wrote. I wrote so many fucking poems in that warehouse, and I smoked probably 2 packs a day. Back then I was fucking psychotic, and I would just pound fucking coffee. That's not changed. But, anyway, I'll read a poem from that time, and, just go from there. I am so glad I quit smoking. I was just talking to someone last night about that, like, just how lucky I am that I did what I did and got away with it. Although I have to say this, I wish I had that smoker voice. I was listening to Johnny Depp do an interview a few days ago, but his voice wouldn't sound that cool if he hadn't smoked his whole life. I mean, but still, I'd rather sound like this than him and stay healthy. But just that gravel and that growl, he didn't have that until the smokes kicked in about 20 years after, or 30 years probably, 30 years. When the lady who voiced the Exorcist movie, Linda Blair's character, she had said that she would chain smoke before she got in the studio to, your mother sucks cocks in hell. I mean, how cool. And one of my favorite lines in that movie is when she did something and he goes, do that again. And she's like, in time. I was like, ooh, this is awesome. The movie never scared me. In fact, I got in trouble. I don't want to go into graphic detail here, but why at a certain part I was laughing at when my parents were watching it like on TV. It was the first cable network back in Phoenix at least, and I would sneak down the stairs from my room and look around the couch at the TV when they were watching, especially dirty shit, late at night. And one night they were about to watch The Exorcist, and my dad's like, sit right there. You watch this. I want you to learn your lesson. You want to watch it so damn bad. So I watched it, and there was a part, it was just she had a cross, and she was doing something with the cross, and it was bloody and gross, and she's like, meh, and I started fucking laughing. 3rd grade, and my dad's like, go to your room. He got all pissed off at me because I was ruining the movie for them. I just thought it was funny. I didn't think it was funny because of the content, and in 3rd grade, I thought it was funny because of the absurdity of the scene. It was almost comedy. Right, and dark comedy, I guess, but I didn't think that movie was scary. I just thought it was funny. I don't know. All right, this one's called Bad Music on the Radio, and it's from the Warehouse Poems. That'd be kind of a cool name for a book, wouldn't it? The Warehouse Poems. Anyway, okay. Monday night in Peoria, 4 cigs left, laid across the couch and read my old poems written from the last 2 years. Listening to bad music on the radio, each page was but a reminder of just how depressing life has been since I lost the edge. I cannot or can wait to read this one in 2 years. So, the fact that back then I had taken 2 days away from the typewriter, and I wrote that, I remember that moment. That's all rushing back to me, and I thought back then I lost my edge. If I could see myself now back then, I'd beat the shit out of my old ass. Thing is, though, back then I didn't have a novel under my belt, and I was about to. I had one I wrote in Portland in a rooming house and a manual, but it was so awful. It was unreadable. It was 600 and some pages, but it was unreadable. And I want to say I'm mad that I threw it away. I didn't. I just threw it in a dumpster. Fuck this thing. But I'm really glad I did. I don't even want that as a fucking referral point in my memory. It was such a bad book. It was awful. It was just so bad. It was so bad. So you do that. You go through those phases. But back then, I'm I sold out. I'm selling out, or whatever you want to call it. I'm betraying my art. I'm betraying my writing, and not knowing ahead of time I'd write 2 books, 3 books, or whatever back to back and burn out for 3 years. Wow. Last thing I wrote was that I did a short film here on this channel called North Texas. It's like the first thing you see when you go to my channel. And I narrated a little shitty iPhone movie I shot and cobbled together. I did that whole thing in like 45 minutes. I mean, from the read to the shoot to the editing, it was like a 45-minute project. Man, it was so fucking fun. And I really wanted to continue on the road doing that, but I'm older physically than I am mentally. And I was going to go place to place and set up and film and do little short iPhone movies. And not revolutionary, but I really had fun doing it. I felt like, I felt good. And remember River's Edge? I was so alive. It wasn't that dramatic, but it was kind of like that. It was half that power. But I really did. I was so focused and stoked on doing that. And I didn't do it because money was tight too then. And I literally just decided to just, normalize, get a place. And I sometimes I regret it. I love living alone. I love living alone. And I like my booth here, my little blue lights and everything. Everything's beautiful here, but there's just something about Albuquerque that just gets under my skin, right? If Phoenix wasn't 200,000 degrees for 5 months a year, I would never have left there. It's a beautiful place, but the heat just fucking distorts and warps everything. It's just distorted air and distorted people and the anger, and when you're that hot, you get pissed off. Here this town is almost like a lazy meth beach town, really. My neighborhood's so safe, the mountains right there, the park's right there. I should be fucking doing cartwheels right now, but I just feel like there's so much, I don't like a fast-paced life in my home or my block, but I like it out in the city, right? If I could go out in the city and then come back like a mile to my little quiet domicile, I would. But anyway, I've been going on a long time. I didn't expect, again, to shoot this long, but I'm not sure. I'm really curious to hear this and this in contrast. And I was telling my friend last night, had a nice long phone convo before I passed out, and I was telling somebody, I said, I have wasted so much time, suffering by comparison. And I said, if I sent somebody, and this goes for all creation, I think. If I sent you an audio track or a novel, just one version, one thing, now how's this sound, how's this sound, how's this sound against this, you wouldn't fucking know. I wouldn't care, right? I'd be like, here you go, this is my new thing. You like it or you wouldn't like it. When you have your own, and most people, when they send something out, like in my case, audio, or writers will send me a copy of their work unedited and go, hey, would you read this and tell me what you would do? I never do that anymore because I'm not an editor, and I would just turn their writing into my writing, and that's not fair to either one of us, especially if they're better than me. And so the idea, though, is just do something, be confident, bang it out, and knock it out. Get it out of there. I could record a whole audiobook just like this for the author, as long as it's consistent, or I could do it on this, as long as it's consistent, and you sound good, and you're into the story, and you're not preoccupied with your own bullshit, and you get out of your own way. Any audios, I could have a fucking AT2020 or a fucking Senko, or, I could have an iPhone up here, and just tell a good story, as long as the audio is not terrible, and get away with it. And as long as it's you, not fucking like 11 Labs, or I got a friend right now who has a beautiful YouTube channel, and I love it, but I can't listen because the narration is so fucking robotic. And I understand people can't be in a controlled environment all the time, but I'd rather hear somebody with flaws in the room emote and have inflection than somebody's voice that's manufactured through a system that's robotic. It's their voice, but it's not, because it's like, it's so monotone and uninteresting. But it's at the same time, I think that, not the person I'm talking about now, she had a great voice, and if it was natural, but most AI, there's that one fucking AI voice I can't stand on YouTube, and it's like, like, you know exactly who it is, some male, like, it was today when, and you're just like, whoa, and people just eat it. They swallow that shit. But, like, it would be like, Monday night in Peoria, 4 cigs left, laid across the couch. My stomach is growling. Wouldn't you guess that? What do you think? And it's horrible. And it's not their fault. But I just think that I'd rather hear like traffic or noise than having somebody go Monday night in Peoria. Even that first fucking line makes a huge difference to anybody with a brain to go, wow, this is cool. I can get past this. I've heard some really bad audio, but I was so interested in the content I didn't care. See any podcast. You know what I mean? It's not like film. Like Tarantino said it best. He's like, audio is the film. Really, it is though. Most filmmakers will tell you audio is like 70% of the film, if not more. David Attenborough narrates in a pro studio, or Bill Curtis. Oh, what a great voice Bill Curtis has. He's probably my favorite sounding human. I talk about Scott Brick and Ray Porter and Julie Whelan and all these other narrators, but when I hear Bill Curtis narrate, he has the most old school, old-timey, warm, and welcoming voice, and I think he uses this in studio. I'm pretty sure it's an 87, but it doesn't matter. He could read on a fucking wristwatch and I'd be like, like read me a fucking roadmap. I'll listen to that guy. Anyway, I don't know why I just went on about that. Maybe I need more coffee. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you in the brand new video. And as always, take good care.